Shalom, shalom. Want to say all praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakakwadash, the bodies of the apostles, who was acquired above great men, so well. Shalom to the sincere brethren, active out there across the four ways, the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth, the good news of Yahushai, proclaiming salvation to the elect of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are proclaiming the downfall of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and his wicked empire. So this video is going to be entitled, Yes, the Lord Has Enemies. Contrary to popular belief, the one who the world ignorantly calls God, and his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose real names are Yahweh, the Father, and Yahushai, the Son. They have enemies, man. And the enemies are people upon earth, man. Particularly nations upon earth. And really and truly, read the scriptures, understand the scriptures, their enemies are all the nations outside of the nation of Israel. So this book of Psalm chapter 83, which this is a foreign concept, especially to you people, man. Here in America, here in the West, you so-called Christians, so on and so forth. Because you lack understanding that the Lord is only dealing with who? The children of Israel, and all other nations are enemies of the Lord. Why? Because they hate the Lord. They hate Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai for choosing the children of Israel. And they hate the children of Israel. So nonetheless, they are enemies unto the Lord, man. So the book of Psalm chapter 83, verse 1. A psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. So this is a man of the Lord crying out to the Lord to be, don't let these heathens, do what they do and go unpunished, basically. Don't let these heathens come up against the children of Israel, and come up against your name and your word and go unpunished, man. Because by these heathens enslaving us, that's coming up against the Lord. By these heathens serving their false gods, that's coming up against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Them serving Allah, Buddha, so on and so forth. Because they really belong giving all homage and credence and really worshiping Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Because that's who they're going to serve in the kingdom. They're not going to be serving no Allah. They're not going to be serving white Jesus. No, they're going to be serving Yahweh Yahushai. Serving the Israelites, man. So we've got Psalms chapter 83 verse 2. Psalms 83 and 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Can't they hate the Lord? Why? Because the Lord didn't choose them. He chose us, the children of Israel, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. God. That's why Jake is continuously at the bottom. Jake is continually oppressed, starting by Esau, Edom. He's the main oppressor of the Edomites, the so-called white man. But also the rest of the heathen nations, man. The Arabs, the East Indians, the Chinese, the Japanese, they come over here and what? They oppress you Jakes, man. They don't give you Jakes a break. They don't allow you Jakes. like my peoples in England would say. They allow it. They don't allow you Jakes. They don't uplift or they don't further the cause of you Jakes. Nah, they come over here to make money off you Jakes and send it back to their family or send for their family to come here. They come here to get rich, man. These different heathens outside of the so-called white man. And the so-called white man, he's the original oppressor over here in the Americas, man. Starting with what he did to the Native Americans and what he did to the Negroes, man. You understand? So it's not that hate. And you did that to who? The Lord's people. Yeah, the Lord set it up for you to do that, but the Lord set you up to be hated too, man. You the vessel of destruction, Esau, Edom. You the vessel of hate, of utmost hate, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, man. And that's what you people is going to learn to appreciate in these last days and times when the Lord starts to make his move upon this earth, his move upon Esau, Edom, and his kingdom. When these things continue to be revealed, like, yeah, Esau, Edom is the so-called white man, which is the seed of a great future judgment, so on and so forth. They have said, let us come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, basically taking our identity. And who is the main nation that did that? The so-called white man, Esau, Edom. And he did it to the point of what? Saying he is us, man. Usurping our identity. Calling himself the Israelites. Saying that he is the people, man. You understand? Saying he is the Israelites, he is the people, man. taking our identity and basically pushing us instead of being a Hamite, man, African. You understand? So guess what? There's a remedy for that, man. There's a judgment for that. There's justice for that. And the justice for that is what? You're going into captivity. You understand? For 1,000 years. And eventually you're going to receive the judgment written in the book of Obadiah, man. And if you're not familiar with that, go read the book of Obadiah and see the judgment. I think it's Obadiah 1:18 that is written for the children of Edom, man. Yeah, so go check it out for yourself. Don't take my words for it. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So I'm basically taking away the identity of who the true people are, man. Taking away who the Most High, God, and who His Son looks like, man. Basically putting a what? Yeah, the Most High and His Son are so-called white men, man, which is utter blasphemy. Because the Lord don't have leprosy, man. The Lord have melanin, man. You understand? Because lack of melanin, to the case where Esau have a leprosy, that's a curse. Going back to the time of Cain. Because Esau, Edom is Cain coming back in a regeneration. If you can understand it. You understand? Cain is Esau, Edom coming back in the regeneration, man. So this is the book of Psalm chapter 83. Verse for the consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. And now it's going to get into the nations, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of the Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon. So these different nations, man. Edom is the so-called white man, Ishmael, Arabs, Moab, the Chinese, Hagarenes. I think that's another African nation. Gebal, Ammon, that's the Japanese. Amalek, which that's the chief house of Esau, Edom. The Philistines, that's the children of Mizraim, Hamites. But these are all different nations, man. Assur, that's the Assyrians. Also is joined with them, they have Hopin, the children of Lot, Selah. Done. So basically, the Asaph, he going into the enemies of the Lord. So yeah, the enemies of the Lord are the heathen nations, man, outside of the children of Israel. Yes, the enemies of the Lord because they hate the Lord for choosing us and they hate His children. So therefore, the enemies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And all of that is going to be revealed. That understanding, because to the world, that's a great understanding to get that damn, the Lord have enemies. But to the men of the Lord, hopefully, that's a simple thing, man. You understand? But it's all going to be revealed and understood in these last days and time. Like, yes, the Lord have enemies. That don't mean we go around beating up heathens. No, we understand it. Because the main reason why the enemies is because what they did, man. What they did unto us throughout the history of the world, man. And even on to this day. You understand? But if we was to go back and see all the hell that they put on us, all the wickedness that they did to us, all the oppression, then we'll understand, yeah, they are rightfully our enemies. See, in this day and time, you really mostly see the oppression of Esau, Edom. The history of Esau, Edom oppressing us. So you might say, like, what the East Indians did to us so bad? What the Chinese? But when you go back in the history, they all did dirt to us, man. They all oppressed us. They all enslaved us, man. You understand? So they're going to get their due judgment. But ultimately, we understand the chief punishment, the chief harsh punishment is for the children of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. But this is what Amos chapter 3 verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord had spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So the Lord is only dealing with who? The children of Israel, which is a common concept. If you even attempt to read the scriptures, you understand that, man. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power had chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Sound like racism to me, man. Above all people, man, that are upon the face of the earth. That's what the Lord said about the children of Israel. We are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So that's racism, that's separation right there, which is all throughout the scriptures concerning the children of Israel and the rest of the heathen nations. Let me get Psalms Psalm chapter 139. And any person in it, because these heathens view you as the enemy. You understand? That's why they have no problem oppressing you. But it's only you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that want to be all buddy and love everybody, man. But these heathens, man, they don't care about you. They have a ruling class mentality, meaning that they think that they're better than you, which is the mentality that you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans supposed to have. You belong to having an aristocratic mentality, meaning that you fit for rule, man. You belong to the ruler. Like Apostle always said this, man, going decades back, yo. You have to have a ruling class mentality, man. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 139, verse 21. Do not I hate them, O Lord, that hate thee? And who hate the Lord? The heathens. And even at this point, 2/3 of Israel, you could throw them in that bucket. But this video really dealing with the heathens. And they hate the Lord. Why? Because the Lord didn't choose them. And I might not grieve with those that rise up against thee. I hate them with perfect hatred. I count them my enemies, man. And Psalms 83 goes into who? The enemies of the Lord. So if there's enemies of the Lord, they belong to your enemy also, man. If you're in the spirit of the Lord, if you're in the righteous spirit, you understand? If you're an Israelite and in the spirit, you belong to understanding that, yeah, those are our enemies, the heathen nations, man. Starting with Esau, Edom. I'll probably close it up on this precept right here. It's, Revelation chapter 11, verse 1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of the Most High. What's the measuring stick? How do you measure the temple of the Lord? The Bible, man. Or what does the Bible say? The Bible says you have to be an Israelite to be chosen. So if you're not, you already missed the cut right there. And ultimately you have to be part of the elect to be chosen. If you're not part of that, you're not on the first go round, even if you're an Israelite. And the altar and them that worship therein, but the court which is without the temple, cancel. The scriptures is all about separation of the Israelites and the non-Israelites, man. But the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not. Why? Because the heathen have no inheritance with the Israelites, man. But the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread on a foot 40 and 2 months. Man, so they outside of the temple, man, they profane. And right now they tread in the holy city on a foot. This is this dispensation right here. You have Amalekites over there, Ishmaelites, Cushites over there in the land, man. The Gentile nations, they're over there in the land of Israel, a chosen land, Jerusalem, treading on the foot, doing all type of debaucherous things. And most importantly, they're not worshiping Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. So guess what? There's a great judgment for that coming. And all of this is on the horizon, man. All of this is being revealed, and is going to be revealed in greater order in these last days and times, man. We're in a time of great understanding, great deliverance, great destruction, all of that, man. This is the great shebang right here, man. You understand? This is the end of a dispensation in history, man. Basically, this is the end of the heathens' rulerships, man. So he's gonna go out with a great shebang. Hey, so with that, hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Going to say all praises be to Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harukakwadash. The honor to the apostles was a quantum of great millstone rule well, and shalom to the elect. Kwame